Athletes. Start with Justin.
Question for both of you guys. What was your reaction when you saw Coach Miller limping around out there after his injuries?
I feel like it just shows the amount of effort that he gives. You know what I mean? Like, he was being the ref in our fastball period, and he was just trying to get the ball set quick, and things happen. But I think it just shows his effort. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I was definitely like, what happened to you? But he'll be good. He works really hard, and he's really intense about how he approaches practice and coaching us. So I know he'll be intense about coming back from whatever his injury is. So yeah.
What's the one characteristic that stands out about just him as a coach?
I think for me, how he tries to get the most out of us. He's really a competitive guy, and I feel like that helps us compete not only with each other but with receivers on the offense, with the defense, just really competitive.
Yeah, he always says he's going to hold us to the highest standard of anybody on the team, and I think throughout camp and throughout the practices that we've had, that's been absolutely true. Just a lot of energy and, like Sam said, a lot of competitiveness. So,
Troy and David.
One of the things that he talked about was the physicality, trying to increase that from the time you got here till now, and how that's improved. Just your guys' thoughts on just the physicality, the blocking aspect that you guys have grown as a unit.
Yeah, I feel like, in our offense, the thing that Miller and Deggy always preach is that mentality wins over everything. So they're going to do what they can to coach us to the technique, the proper technique to execute our blocks. But at the end of the day, it's all about the mentality. And I feel like if we can get that on point, then we can be really dangerous in the run game.
David and then Michael.
For both of you, Coach Miller talked about just the process of reintegrating Kean into the building and the program. He said, the captains, had to sign off on that. The room had to sign off on that. When that was presented to you guys, that there was an opportunity to get him back. What were your thoughts? Considering he ain't gone, and it might take playing time away from both of you.
Go ahead.
At the end of the day, I think a benefit of having Key here is, he was here. I've been teammates with him for 3 years, and so there was never really that kind of awkward phase of trying to get to know a new transfer, at least, and Sam too. Last year, we were all 3 teammates, so we knew we were getting with Key. I think he's a great tight end. He definitely is going to help our room and bring some diversity to our room. He can make plays down the field and also block well, so I think it'll be a benefit for our room for sure.
Yeah, I second that. I think not having to get to know somebody new was definitely helpful. And also, Key's a good player and will help us compete within the room. And he's going to bring the best out of me. He's going to bring the best out of TP and the rest of the guys in the room. So I think it was a good thing for us to be able to bring him back for sure.
Michael and Justin.
One question for each of you. For Sam, the thing that Coach Miller was talking about, maybe is your best strength. You said you're very meticulous about how you go about your business. Can you sort of describe what that means?
Yeah, so I've been in college for a long time. This will be my 6th year. So I've just learned along the way, picking things up from, I came from San Jose State. My freshman year, there was a really good tight end there named Derek Deese. So, picking his brain and learning from him. And then I was kind of the older guy at San Jose, so I knew I had to set an example for the young guys. And, just picking things up along the way as I've gone, I've learned that being meticulous and being very intentional about your work is really important, especially in practice, because in the game, things are going a lot quicker. Your brain's going a lot quicker, so if you can overemphasize little things in practice, in the game, they'll show up there too.
Sure. And then for Tyler, what Josh was talking about with you, is kind of picking up on just little subtleties and intricacies of the position that maybe you didn't have a full grasp of before. What are some of the things that you've learned over the past 6-7 months that have maybe made you more effective out there?
I would say just the details of the play. It's not enough to just know what you're doing. You have to know the details and execute. At the end of the day, compete. That's the most important thing, is want to win and want to do your job successfully. So I feel like, that's the thing that for me, I can take into my game, is just wanting to dominate and wanting to win on that play. I feel like that's what's helped me the most over the past 6 months.
Justin and then Troy.
For Sam, when you were at San Jose, what was it about Brennan's culture that made it work for there, and how was that translated over here?
Yeah, when I first got there, I was really young, 18, just leaving the house for the first time. And I thought it was really cool how he made it feel like such a family in the locker room and as a team. And, he really cares about us and genuinely cares about us. And he made that a point of emphasis to his coaching staff, so the coaches really cared about us too. And I think that he's brought that along with him here. Really having a culture of we're a family. We want to see each other win. We want to see each other do well and compete. And just that family culture of wanting to see each other do well is really important.
And maybe both of you guys can answer this, but there's with a lot of the staff coming back, players coming back. Do you feel like in a lot of ways you guys hit the reset button and you can start from scratch this season?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we added a bunch of new pieces to our team, and I feel like we've the guys that stayed and that are here welcomed them into this family, and I feel like we've built a really good chemistry. And like Sam was saying, I think Coach B has really emphasized that. I feel like it's been really good for our team. So,
Troy and David?
Just your guys' thoughts of Noah, how he's grown from the end of last year to the beginning of this season, just as a leader on the field. I know they've been talking about him being more vocal during this training camp.
Yeah, Noah's a great player, great person, and I think that he's taken that leadership role to heart this year a lot more. And he's taken a big step forward in that area of his game. He's always been a great player, but now he's taken a real ownership of being a leader and being more vocal for the offense and the whole team, really.
David and Justin?
Two questions, one for each of you. First for Sam. What was the reaction to the practice on Wednesday night when you guys left? 5 turnovers. What was the offense's reaction to that?
Obviously we were disappointed. That's not something that we want to put out there, but in Coach Steggy's mentality, we just want to go compete, and we're not going to sit down and keep taking that and let that sulk on that. We're going to bounce back and get up off our knees and get back to fighting and keep taking steps forward. We can't dwell on the past. We want to respond, work on responding as fast as we could. That's something we've been preaching a lot lately too, is not taking a day or two or wait till the next practice to respond. We need to get better at responding the next play.
And Tyler, for you, just what are you seeing from this defensive line, from this defense as a whole, that's kind of just stood out to you?
I feel like it's schemed up really well. I feel like the D-line especially has a very aggressive mentality. I feel like they've been giving us great looks. They haven't been taking it easy on us, and I feel like it's been really realistic to what you would get in a game. And so I feel like, for me personally, and just the tight ends in general, I feel like, if we're not on point, if our technique's not on point and our mentality's not on point, we're not going to be able to get it done. So it really pushes us and helps us to get better too.
I'll finish up with Justin.
For Tyler, is it weird, unique, interesting when you look around and you see the 2022 recruiting class and there aren't really many of you guys left?
Sometimes we talk about that. I wouldn't really say it's weird. It's just kind of crazy to think about, the guys that have came and gone. But I feel like the main thing for the guys who have stayed in that 22 class, it's been really bonding, you know what I mean, for the few of us that are left. It's something that we kind of hold on to. It's been pretty cool. So.
And then for both of you guys do these TV timeouts a few times in practice, and you guys go over and have snacks and stuff. What are some of the snacks that you guys take in?
Go ahead, bro.
All right. So our nutrition staff, they always carry on gummies in a cup just for extra carbohydrates to get us fueled up in those TV timeouts. So I usually get a couple of those and a little blue Powerade.
Yeah, I like getting some of those gummies too. Sometimes a piece of watermelon. They have the nutrition staff has something called sauce, which has I'm not sure what's in it. There's carbs in it. There's my-highs in there, electrolytes, stuff like that. So I get some of that. I get some gummies, maybe a piece of watermelon if I'm feeling, pretty hungry or whatever. But yeah, that's my go-tos.
All right. Thank you, everybody.